the Public Safety Committee to order. As of now, we don't have a quorum, so we're not able to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. And for resolution, item number 1, resolution 181, a public hearing on proposed local law number E for 2016. Can we move that?
What we need to find out is if the majority of the people here, who's willing to sponsor moving it out at this point.
Public hearing.
The public hearing only at this point.
Okay.
Okay,
So everybody, all four?
All are for it, yes. All four are for it. And then, doesn't matter because it's not here, but it'll be tabled, the other actual local law is tabled until a future date, until after the hearing. Public hearing's May 24th?
May 24th at 7:15 in the legislative chambers. Item number 3, authorizing an agreement for the use of a radio tower on Goodfellow Road in the town of Westerlo to enhance the countywide interoperable radio system. The Sheriff?
Thank you, sir. This is an existing tower. We're using a co-location to avoid building another green site. This has been budgeted already into 2016. The total request is $409,260, once again paid for by grants and 911 surcharge funds. It's been through the town of Westerlo, no issues, no opposition.
So we,
Doug, you have a question?
Yeah, I've got a couple of calls on this opposition. In terms of the community up in the Hilltops, I don't know anything about it. But they said, there was no negotiation with it. And there was a site that was amenable to everybody that could be agreed on. Could you comment on that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. Basically, there's been a bit of a misinformation campaign going out. We've invested $19.3 million of taxpayer money. And I think that we owe it to every resident of the county, not just certain individuals that live within that community, to give them the most efficient system possible. Now, we've had engineers come in and give us the absolute best locations, maximum coverage. If we move the sites from where they are now, we're going to lose coverage somewhere. And again, I understand that it's upsetting to a few people. I understand that some of the artists coming up from New York City may have to look a different way, but it's just as important to me to be able to send an EKG strip to a hospital to save a life. It's just as important to me to be able to send an ambulance to the location with crystal clear communication as opposed to asking them, can you go a different direction? We can't hear you. That's what we've been living with out there for as long as I've been out there. And I firmly believe this system will in fact save lives. We've tried to, it's been passed by both the towns, that the two that are in question. These two are not the ones that anybody's complaining about.
Right.
These are co-location sites, they're existing towers.
Fine.
The two other towers, one's in Rensselaerville, one is in
That's
the town of
one.
Bern.
Rensselaerville.
Yes.
That's the one.
And the other one has opposition against it as well. But fortunately now, the rest of the community is stepping up and going, wait a minute, we need this. This is something that we've been fighting for years. Now we've finally got somebody willing to do it, and people are trying to stop it. So I can assure you that a majority want the towers. Unfortunately, there's a slim minority that are against it. And I get it. I'm not a Hilltown resident, but I've grown up there, patrolling up there. I understand that the views are important to them, and we've taken that into consideration. But saving lives are important as well.
Didn't, Sheriff, to repeat something, Sheriff?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Doug, just so you know, we did have several meetings. I did meet with some of the people that were having opposition.
Okay.
We talked to them,
That's important to me.
and we are trying to find, with one tower in particular, there's no promises on the table, but we are looking at possibly being able to lower it. But still, the coverage is important, and I'm not going to jeopardize the system for 10 feet.
I got some.
Yes,
I
sir.
just wanted to reemphasize something you said. Both of the ones that are being complained about have gone through those town boards, those
Oh, yes.
planning boards.
Yes.
Everything was done according to the way it should have been done
Yes.
before they were approved. So anybody who's saying at this point that this was done in the dark of night
Right.
is totally false.
And this is also a project that's been talked about for a couple of years in the making.
Yes.
So I know when they said that we haven't let the community in, that's not really accurate either. But I get it, there's a lot of tension, there's some people that are upset over it, and I understand that, and we've taken that into consideration. But this is something that we've gone and talked about to fire departments, to EMS agencies, obviously the police agencies. We want school buses on this system, we want everybody. We tell everybody, hear something, see something, say something, but we don't ever give them the means to say something. We're giving them the means.
Hey,
Doug, is a resident, lifelong resident, multi-generation, and a volunteer firefighter. It is needed, and I've supported Craig on this, and it's a project that needs to move forward, and there is a lot of public interest and support for it. While you're hearing those against it, there's a lot that are for it, so it's needed.
Thank you. Any other discussion? So to move this,
Is anybody, who wants to be a sponsor on this? Yeah. Doug,
Everybody?
yes, no?
Yeah.
Everybody?
I
Yep,
don't
four.
know the response.
Okay.
Got too many
Three.
Three?
Yeah,
Doug does want to be.
Doug doesn't want to be one.
item number 4, authorizing an agreement for the use of a radio tower on Route 32 in the town of Westerlo to enhance a countywide interoperable radio system. Again, Sheriff?
It's pretty much ditto. It's another co-location site. This one, I believe, is owned by Verizon. Again, money that was already budgeted. It's in the 2016 budget. We're just looking for the approval. We do have to add 20 feet to this one site, but again, it's been through all the boards and approved.
Any other questions or discussion? Mr. Stevens will sponsor, I'll sponsor.
Ray, or Andrew, excuse me.
Ray, or Doug?
Doug?
Yeah.
Yes. So four.
Thank you. That was 4. Number 5, authorizing, oh, Sheriff, I think you're finished.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Jim. This is the deputy.
Good evening.
Turns to conservation.
Number 5, authorizing the submission of grant applications and agreements with the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services regarding the alternatives to incarceration and defender-based advocacy programs. And we have Acting Deputy Director Laurie Leinhardt.
Leinhardt.
Thank you.
Yes. Good evening. This is a longstanding grant that the department and the Office of the Public Defenders applies for and receives for running alternatives to incarceration programs that is partially funded by DCGS and the rest by the county. Our department runs the RUS, release under supervision, and the ROR, release under recognizance, to allow people to leave the jail while their case is pending if they can't meet bail. And Public Defenders offers some services to their clients to link them up with mental health services.
With mental health services and also with the Department of Probation. So, I'm Jim Long, by the way, the public defender. Occasionally, a client will slip through the cracks, and we'll get a hold of probation. These funds supplement our general budget, but it allows us to have people on top of the situation, so somebody's not lost in the cracks.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? So we need, again, sponsors. Travis, Andrew,
Everybody.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Acting.
Good to see you.
And number 6, authorizing an agreement with the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services regarding a state Homeland Security program and amending the 2016 Department of General Services budget. We have Commissioner Latino.
Good evening, how are you? Albany County Department of General Services is looking to authorization to enter and execute a contract for fiscal year 2016 State Homeland Security grant funds. Upon acceptance of this award, we anticipate using like $200,000 for X-ray equipment at a couple of our sites, camera equipment, and new metal detectors in some of our facilities. This is 100% state funded, no cost to the county.
Any questions or?
One X-ray machine is going into DSS and their new redesign of their floor for better security. One X-ray machine is going to probation. The metal detectors will be going to the TU Center and a new camera system in the Times Union.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussions? Sponsors? Mr. Stevens? Mr. Bullock? Myself?
Andrew?
You
Abstain.
abstain?
So 3 and 1 abstain?
3 and 1 abstain.
Okay, I think that's our agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wasn't that roll?